Hi, I'm Miller, the AI digital twin of Jesse Miller. If you work in a fast-growing company that uses NetSuite, odds are you probably also use Google Sheets a lot. Not that there's anything wrong with NetSuite, but sometimes you just need that flexibility. That's why we're helping fast-moving companies quickly set up workflows that integrate NetSuite, Google Sheets, and AI agents. Let's see what that looks like. This is Jesse here. Today I'm going to demo how we're combining the power of NetSuite with the flexibility of Google Sheets and the advanced features of the Gemini API. This workflow was developed by several Millers with amazing support from the ERP implementation experts at Crystamond Global. I'll kick off by showing how we've connected this Google Sheet to be able to pull the open purchase orders from NetSuite. This gives you easy access to the latest data that can flow directly into your formulas or where you might want to just perform some ad hoc analytics. Specifically, in our case, we're going to use this data to validate the purchase order number on an invoice that I'm pulling up right now. And so this is a dummy invoice. I've just dropped it into that intake folder, and you can see it's got various information, a purchase order number, some items, quantities, amounts. One thing it doesn't have is item numbers, and so we'll see how that plays into things in a minute here. Okay, it's loaded into the folder now. And now we're going to go over to this receiving dashboard. And what you're going to see happen here in a minute is we're going to parse the information off that invoice into this receiving dashboard. So you can see I just hit this agentic parse button, and our agent actually has tools that enable it to search NetSuite. And so you can see here's the purchase order. It has 3 items on it, different item numbers, whereas the invoice had 2 items. And so now our agent is going to be searching to see, hey, can it match and fill the information that's missing on this invoice, specifically the item numbers. So it's populated the data in now. You can see it's filled in the purchase order number, the invoice, and it's correctly selected the 2 items off that invoice and matched them to their correct item numbers. And the nice thing about bringing this data into Google Sheets is we can easily add information like a shipment ID that we might know about, but that's nowhere on the invoice. And so now I can go ahead here and do create receipt, and I'll go ahead and run this function, which is going to receive the items in NetSuite. Oh, and it looks like I got a data validation warning here. This is a dummy invoice, so it looks like I set that date way in the past. But this is very common that you'll get invoices that have, a mistake in the date like that. And when we're building functions like this, it makes it super easy to add data validation rules like this. Okay, so now we're finally processing our receipt here. We'll give this a minute to flow through to NetSuite. Okay, and we're done. So now I'm going to pop this open, and we have links to the receipt records in NetSuite. First, I'll just refresh this purchase order so that we can go ahead and see here that it is received in the correct quantities. And now I have easy access to that receipt record through the Google Sheet. So I've opened this up. You can see that we added the invoice number and shipment ID into the memo field of this item receipt. This is a great way to ensure consistency in that memo field. And then we've actually attached the PDF file itself to the record, which is something that often gets overlooked, but you know that your accounting team and auditors love to have handy. So that wraps it up. We've got power, flexibility, and intelligence all in one.